Right. Who's ready for this then? I mean, I'm telling you now, I'm just sort of not. Because it's 1:30 in the morning. You know? I'm going to have to pull 3 back-to-back-to-back all-nighters for this. But we're locked. F1 2025 is here. Merc's side pod should look different. I wouldn't be able to tell, mate. I don't look that closely at the cars. Cool. How long's it been? 90 odd days? Went a bit quick, didn't it? Right. Let's get this thing started. A boy? Right. Now, this all looks horrible for now. Give it a chance. I do need to reconfigure it. I did have it set up for Bahrain, and then they updated the website. So now it's different. But it should only take a couple of minutes. Let me just quickly sort it out. And there we are on the short stream as well. Lovely. Okay, so is this... Oh, I'm on the wrong one. This. Okay, so we want you stretched out to there and there. That's actually nice. Because Melbourne's quite a long track, it means I can have it bigger without it getting in the way of my webcam, which is really, really nice. So let's make it as big as we can go, which is there. I also put myself in the corner. I was going to have it a bit more in the middle, so just make it look a bit nicer, but we'll sack that off. Make that wider, so I'm in the middle. And then we'll put on the timer. Not yet, obviously, because it's not started, but we'll put that nicely in the middle there. And then we'll go on to the YouTube Shorts stream, where we need to make that bigger, and then make it bigger like that. And then that just moves like that. That was easier than I thought. I thought that would be a lot more effort, but it's just sort of turned out to not be. Have you seen Merc's new Cypod? Not really. I barely watched testing. I watched, I think, like 2 hours of it because it's just so earth-shatteringly boring. So no. I ain't got a clue, to be honest, but we're here for practice, so... I mean, to be fair, I can't even look at it now because I won't actually be watching, like, the Sky Sports stream. I'll be looking at this lifetime of you lot. But we do have 10 minutes until we start this F1 season. 1:30 in the morning, so of course I do have to be a little bit on the quiet side, but if something fun happens, then... Actually, to be fair, it is practice. I'm watching on F1 TV. Well, lucky you. You don't live in the UK, huh? That's nice. Let me just move my chats and stuff. Mandatory, you know, stream management. Oh no, that's not. No. Ah. Melbourne's such a nice track. It's given me lovely space to put all my chats. That's nice. We'll put you down. Alright, nice. Right. What should we talk about to pass the time for 9 minutes? I was going to do like a full-on like video for the predictions of like the weekend in the season. I forgot, to be honest. At first, I did think that it was actually tomorrow when it starts because obviously I'm in England, they're in Australia. The time zone's very, very dodgy. I'm actually very fortunate I managed to get the time right. I wonder how to see how Mercedes are because it's hot right now in Melbourne. I don't know. What, are they bad in hot weather? Cool. Well, I know their factory's based in Brackley, but you don't have to copy British stereotypes about not liking the heat. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, my predictions, I was going to base it off doing something fun. Like, let's talk about, bro, why are you so obsessed about Mercedes? Mercedes are the only thing in Formula 1 I dislike. I'd rather do anything else. I mean, we can, but what is there to talk about? I know nothing about their car. I barely know anything about their drivers, because I don't really like them. Well, actually, no, I don't like Russell. Kimi Antonelli's chill. He's cold. But, what is there to talk about? Well, I think they'll be quite shit, to be honest. I don't like them. You know, they're on my hate watch. You know, there's a wall up there that's got hate watch. There's Mercedes on it. I can't turn the camera around, though. They're really bad in hot temperature? Well, ain't it supposed to rain? in qualifying and the race. Maybe that'll help him out a bit, but I don't know. Yeah, but for predictions, I usually just base it off, like, I do something fun. A wheel spin, play a different sport, use F121. Okay, Ferrari? What is there to speak about? I don't know anything about the cars. I didn't watch testing. I don't know, blood. Right? I ain't got a clue. I'm clueless. You know, I'm a Drive to Survive fan. I don't know anything. That's a lie, actually. I hate Drive to Survive. Actually, what I can do is I do actually have... I did a 100% race at Melbourne on F124, and we can use the predictions off that. I completely forgot I did that, to be honest, so that's nice. We can go off that for today. Well, actually, not for today, but for the weekend. And... yeah, of course, every single team has changed drivers apart from 2. I used to, like, only want Red Bull to do well. And when I say Red Bull, I mean Sergio Perez. I love watching Sergio Perez, as shit as he was, obviously, which sort of let me down every weekend. You think I'd get used to it going out in Q1 and stuff, but I never really did. I still think it's unjustified that they booted him out. I'm only saying that because I liked him so much. It's like your favourite football player leaving your favourite team. Or just leaving the team they play for. It's like, well, team, I don't like you anymore because you chucked out my favourite player. It's sort of that kind of vibe. Hello, you said hi? You didn't say hi, you said hello. Hello back. Where is my prediction? It's just sort of gone. Can my hair get out my face, please? Move! Here we go. I mean, to be fair, the predictions could definitely happen that F124 sort of decided. Sorry, I've never watched your streams. I need to ask, are you going to just comment or play live practice? If I was to play live practice, I would get copyright strikes and my channel would be terminated. It's illegal to stream the actual practice session. You can watch it on F1 TV if you don't live in the UK for, like, £4 a month. It's like nothing. Or if you're in England, you need to get Sky Sports. But yeah, I also tried to stream F1 75 when that was going on, and even though it's a YouTube stream which falls under fair use, I still got a copyright strike, like a full copyright strike. Like, if I get 3 of those, your channel's down kind of deal. And yeah, it's okay. Sorry, thanks. No worries. You know, you don't know, you ask, and that's fine. Unfortunately, I mean, as much as we would all love to just be able to watch F1 on YouTube for free, that's just unfortunately not how it works. Hope Ferrari are faster than people are saying. I do as well. I do want Ferrari to do well. I was actually saying earlier about the Perez thing. Now that they chucked out Perez and got in Liam Lawson, I don't mind Liam Lawson. I feel like his promotion was undeserved. I feel like Tsunoda should have got it ahead of him, but that's just how what's happened. I want Red Bull to fail miserably because of what they did to my favourite driver. So now, I'll support Ferrari. Not full on, but just sort of, you know, look out for Ferrari. Of course, Hamilton being at Ferrari does help. I never really looked out for Hamilton or liked him very much, but I just feel like that Hamilton in Ferrari is just such a fun thing. It's one of those things that you'd see in like an F124 career mode. It's something that just you wouldn't expect to happen. But here we are. Blood is in the red. I'm wearing Ferrari. He's in a Ferrari. Hopefully, he could do well. And, yeah, how are you? I'm doing great, mate. I've been awake 16 hours, and I'm awake at 1 AM to watch Formula 1, and I'm not even watching it. I'm watching a screen with dots that go round. Speaking of which, we're actually starting in a couple of minutes, but the F124 prediction is, well, the top 3 I can actually see happening. So the race was Norris with the win, which I think everyone knows that McLaren are most likely going to be quickest, at least for the early part of the season. And then George Russell second, Max Verstappen third. I don't think that's crazy, considering this is F124, where the cars are a bit different, and, well, it's a game. That's actually not a bad prediction. Oscar Piastri in P4, Liam Lawson P5, Leclerc P6, Antonelli P7, Hamilton P8, Albon P9, Alonso P10. Wait, no, that's qualifying. I can't read. The race is actually even more tragic because it says Alonso got 4th with the fastest lap. That's actually who I was driving as, and I did actually win the race, but I had a 10-second penalty, so I dropped to P4, which, yeah, that's a horrible prediction. I can't really see any of this happening, but that's not the point. The point is just, you know, have a laugh, play the F1 game, and then see how many it can get. If I was to make a real prediction, I'd probably say Norris, and then probably Verstappen, just like last season. And then, what? My heart wants Leclerc, really. Hoping for Piastri to get a home win. That'd be really fun, wouldn't it? That would be nice. I'd like that as well. That's actually a very good prediction, I guess. I don't know. But that'd be really fun. I'd enjoy that a lot. That'd be really cool. I mean, when's the last time an Australian won their own race? Is that? I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but like, when was the last one? Because I mean, Oscar didn't do it last year. Ricardo hasn't done it. I don't think Mark Webber's done it, and I don't really know any other Australians. Was Denny Hulme Australian? Might have been. I don't know. But yeah, we have 1 minute, a little bit more, 1.5 minutes until the F1 season gets underway, and we get to watch 20 cars, not at the same time, unfortunately, just like probably like 5 at a time, go out and do 20 laps on hard tyres. I can't wait! It's been a long while, not in the 2000s, yeah, definitely. We could actually do a quick Google search, but since we're about, and we've started, there we are, F1 2025, whatever you want to call it, is now, we're locked. And I actually need to get the timer ready. We'll go from there. We've already got quite a lot of cars out. You'd hope so, realistically. You know, testing was only 3 days long. It's going to take quite a while for teams to actually understand their cars fully. So you want to get as many laps in as possible, don't you? And, hang on. Okay, no, I haven't. Right. Timer is away. And the F1... Hang on, I need to move the timer. Hang on a minute. There we go. Done it. Alright, there we go. Cold. Bang. Get it. So locked. So yeah, already, what, like 10 cars out? Even more? I mean, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's like 12! Oh, what a time to be alive this is. Usually you only get like 3 at a time at normal practices. I mean, obviously it's the first practice of the season, so you might get a little bit more. Tyres as well. As you can see, everyone on mediums. I think as you can see is correct. As always, if there's anything wrong with the stream in terms of like, you know, displacement, can you not see stuff? And like if there's like audio issues and stuff like that, just let me know. Thanks. Because I can't actually watch my own streams unless I go on my phone, and that's just really cringe. So, yeah, do let me know. And it seems like we are going to have near enough every single car on the Formula 1 circuit at the same time, which is almost unheard of in practices, but I am so up for that. That is really fun. There's Jack Doohan. I feel really bad for the lad because, I mean, if you believe rumours, which I really sort of don't, it's rumoured, but he only has like a 4 to 6 race contract, and it's not like after 6 races you're gone, that kind of deal. It's just they have like a clause where if he's like mediocre, they will most likely chuck him out and get in Franco Colapinto, which I think is an absolute disgrace. You know, I think that's horrible. You can't do that. Blood is a rookie. It's his second ever race weekend in Formula 1. Of course, he did Abu Dhabi because they just buggered off Ocon for some reason. I don't know why they did that. You know, so you only give the lad 4 to 6 races and then chuck him out for a driver who, in my opinion, isn't much better. I mean, he impressed in his first couple races and then just crashed a lot, like I imagine most rookies would in their first few races. Just hoping the rumours don't get to Doohan this weekend, of course. I mean, is he Australian? He is, isn't he? Or is he from New Zealand? No, he's Australian. He definitely is Australian. There's no way he's from New Zealand. But, yeah. I mean, I like him. I remember watching him in F2, a couple years ago now? I don't remember exactly how long, but, hang on. Hulkenberg is stopped on track. I don't know if that was... Okay, that's just our live timing issue. That's fine. He's also an Aussie. Nice. I do like an Australian. They're very, very cool people. But yeah, I mean, it's a shame that he's already being put under such humongous pressure before he's even started. You know? I mean, not only is Franco Colapinto potentially going to replace him after 6 races, but he's also a reserve driver. And don't Alpine have like 4 reserve drivers now? They most recently signed, wasn't it Kush Miney? Or was it, I think it was him. But they have like 5 or 6 reserve drivers. The amount of pressure that Blood is under before he's even started his career is just egregious. You can't do that, you know? But I remember watching him in F2, I think 2 years ago. And then he like sacked it off. And he was like the #1 rookie. He drove really well at Abu Dhabi, I remember. Won like both sprint and feature races. And I like him. He's a good driver, you know? How many drivers do we have out at the moment? Is it actually everyone? I mean, Hulkenberg's come back in as Ocon's come back out. Fastest lap time currently at 1:19.7 by the strap-on. And what I'm going to quickly take a look at is the fastest practice time from last year. I mean, looking at testing, they went way faster in testing than last season. Of course, the first few laps of... Actually, probably the first whole practice doesn't matter. But it's always fun, you know, you got the Ferraris, Red Bulls, and McLarens up there. But you also got some fun ones, like the Alpines. I do think, though, that this season... I think it's going to be majority between Ferrari and McLaren. And then maybe Red Bull on the side. I hope, at least. That'd be really, really good. Just for my personal, you know, fun. F1, Australia. God, I can't spell. That's shocking. 2024, Practice 1. A 1:18.5 was the fastest lap time. Currently at a 19.7. So we are... we're 1.2 seconds off, but that was everyone's first lap. So obviously, once they get onto soft tyres, when they actually like get the setup correct, we could be cooking. You know? How many cars do we have out right now? We have 19 drivers. The only driver not out is currently Albano. Of course, got a new teammate, Chidi Concarne. That's a really fun driver lineup. It's a shame Williams is like a car. It's so horrendous because those 2 drivers... Like, that is the driver lineup of a top of the midfield, potentially top level team, like a Mercedes. That is a Mercedes level lineup, Sainz and Albon. And yet they're in probably like the top 3 worst cars here. I mean, they're probably going to be better than Sauber, maybe, and maybe better than Racing Bulls, and maybe with Haas, but they're most likely going to be in that fight with Alpine, aren't they? And like RB and Haas and Sauber and that lot. Which is cringe, really, because you think they brought in this cost cap to sort of give the shitter teams more of a chance. And yet, the order hasn't really changed at all since they brought that in. It's still Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes up the top. It's still Alpine, Aston Martin, and, like, Haas in the midfield. And it's still Williams, Sauber, and the other one I didn't say, RB or whatever, in the bottom. And it stayed the same for the past, like, 4 years. Of course, we have the McLaren uprise. You know, you think 2018, they were near the bottom, and now they're the fastest. So that's really cool. In only a 5-year space as well is outrageous. Speaking of McLaren, little Lando Norris. He's not had a kip like he did in Belgium 2021. He is locked. He's awake. He's had probably some caffeine as well. And he's just on an 18.7. That's very quick. That is only 0.2 of a second faster than his fastest time in practice 1, which was an 18.56, and he's done a 7... Actually, it's literally exactly 2 tenths. It's 201 milliseconds. That is bonkers. And very fun. Interesting. Hamilton as well, a 19 dead in his only, like, second lap. He did, when he was last here, an 18.7. And he's on an... Hang on. Yeah, okay, so if Lando did that lap last year, he would have been P8. No, P7. Yeah, no, P8. That's pretty good, actually. For his second lap, only, what, 10 minutes in? Or 8 minutes in, actually. That's nice. And... Why has that happened then? We're 8 minutes in. Alright. I guess these cars are monumentally faster than last year's, because Leclerc has already gone 2 tenths faster than last year's fastest time. Piastri's also ahead of... No, he's a 10th behind. Alonso's up into P4. Alright, and we're only 10 minutes in. I guess these laps are... They're going to get a lot quicker, aren't they? Keep in mind, we're on the medium tyres 10 minutes in. Imagine what we're going to be doing at the end of practice 3 when we have soft tyres, quali sims, with good setups. Holy Jesus. No Wade Charles? Yes, Wade Charles. Look at Blood go. FP1 is cooking up some great laps. It absolutely is. I am already fulfilled. We are a sixth of the way through the session, and we already have a driver that's quicker than last year's fastest. That is outrageous. And nearly 2. Unbelievable stuff. Now, I know you can't see it on the live stream because I wanted to make the leaderboard quite big. If you look back at my old streams from last season, I didn't actually know that you could crop out stuff. So the leaderboard was very tiny, but now you can sort of see the whole thing very nicely. But as a sacrifice, I did have to cut out the sector times. I can still see them though. So when someone's improving, I'll let you know, like chili con carne. Lando Norris also improving. He's about to cross the line, so he'll improve and... Woo! Woo! Okay. Lewis Hamilton, fastest sector 1 by the way, 2 tenths up on anyone. Lando Norris, fastest sector 3, done an 18.2. That's 2 drivers, 3 drivers, or 2, nearly 3, faster than last year's quickest. And we're 10 minutes in. Holy shit. That is egregious. Lewis Hamilton, okay, right, so Hamilton's going lively. Leclerc has gone 2 tenths quicker than Hamilton. So whatever Hamilton does, Leclerc is currently about half a second up on it. So Hamilton's around the final corner. Whatever he does, Leclerc is half a second up on it right now. So Hamilton does an 18.4. Leclerc is half a second up on it. Unless he completely cocks up sector 3, he can go into the 17s here. It's very doable. Round the final corner he comes. Oh, come on. Do it for the Ferrari boys. 17s. Oh, gosh. Bloody prick. Oh, you love a bit of that, don't you? And the thing is as well, his Sector 3 was pretty horrible. He didn't improve in Sector 3, and he's already in the 17s. Isaac Hadjar's improving, so he's going to cross the line and go P9. That's a pretty good lap. Potentially the best FP1. These lap times are goated. It's so true. We are already 7 tenths up than last season. I'll tell you what. When Codemasters drop F125, if they ever do, they better make these cars, like, realistic to these. Because I want to be doing 17.8s in FP1 on mediums. I want to be doing that. That's sick. That is rapid. Jeez Louise. Right, we have Yuki Tsunoda, who wasn't on the lap. Hamilton isn't. Do we have anyone? No. That's fun. Actually, Ollie Behrman might be, but I can't see it. Yes, he is. Ollie Behrman, currently on a hot lap. Of course, he is in the Haas, so he's not going to be fantastically fast. But yeah, it's still, that's what I want to do on this channel. I don't just want to talk about the top 6, top 10. I want to talk about everyone because I like everyone. You know, I love everyone, apart from Mercedes as a team. But I like every driver, so that's fun. Ollie Behrman crosses the line, does improve, but stays in P16. Carlos Sainz. That's very fast. He's cooking. He's about 6 tenths down on Charlie, but he is improving his lap time. Currently making his way around the 3rd sector, round the almost flat corner. then brakes hard, swoops it in, steady on the throttle, and then ping it about there, gas it, DRS on, what we saying, what kind of lap time we could get. Yeah, pretty good. Actually, he found about, what, 2 tenths, I think? That's fine. That's a great lap, actually. I mean, Carlos Sainz, it's gonna take me a while to get used to the fact he's in a Williams, and that's a great lap by Tsunoda as well. I think Ocon's on a hot lap as well. Yes, he is, so look out for Ocon. But, I mean, it's going to take some time to realise that Sainz is in a bit of a smelly car now. But, I mean, he's not making it look smelly. He's in P5 currently. You know, he's got almost the same time as Hamilton. He's only a tenth off Verstappen. Just under that, actually. 0.7 of a tenth. That makes no sense at all. I don't know how to work 70 milliseconds, just say that. That's actually a really good lap. I wonder if Albon can get up there as well. Because if Albon gets up there as well, then that Williams might actually be quite good. Gasly on P7, that's promising. You are so correct. That is very good. There's actually quite a nice mixture going on here. I mean, you look at the top 10. Here comes Ocon on his lap. Goes up to P15. You look at the top 10. We have got 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 teams. No, how many teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 teams in the top 10 currently. Both Ferraris. Both McLarens, but then we've got a Red Bull, a Williams, an Alpine, an RB, and an Aston Martin. All in the top 10. Jack Doohan on a lap, as is Ocon, and George Russell, currently in P11, not making Mercedes look too great. Can he redeem himself for the team? Early in this practice, we were a quarter of the way through. Here he comes, good bit of DRS. We like a bit of DRS round here. Goes across the line. Whoa! I mean, I knew he was on a good lap, but I didn't think it was a P2. 118 dead. Okay, yeah, he definitely redeemed Mercedes' pace. Bloody hell. Jack Doohan crosses the line. Improves by 2 places. Goes to a 119.2. Not a horrible lap. I mean, he is 7 tenths off his teammate, but give him a bloody chance, you know what I mean? Like, jeez Louise. We do have quite a lot of drivers on fast laps as well. We have Kimi Antonelli, we have Ollie Behrman, and Nico Hülkenberg. All on hot laps. It is, of course, looking like as well that Sauber are going to be sort of back of the pack kind of region. Is George on P2? Wow, yes he is. Can you not see it very well, or is that just... I suppose they've actually... That's just the colour, really. I mean, you can't really see the rust. Anyway, here goes Hülkenberg. Only goes P18 on his fast lap. Kimi Antonelli goes up to P12. That's not horrible, although it is 9 tenths behind his teammate, and Ollie Behrman goes up to P15. I'm actually going to move this live chat to here, actually. Hang on, sorry, just moving my chat so I can actually see stuff better. That's way better. Now I can actually see every sector time as well. Isaac Hadjar improving. A 27 dead in the first sector. That is actually really, really good. That's faster than most of the top 10. Only sort of top 5 have broken into the 26s through Sector 1. A 17.6 in Sector 2 as well. This lap, not looking too bad for Isaac. It's actually looking very, very nice. We'll see how... Excuse me, we'll see how he does when he actually comes across the line to finish it, but that is looking like a very juicy lap. And I'm excited to see what he's cooking. Might have got a bit of traffic with Jack Doohan, which is unfortunate. Liam Lawson as well, in the Red Bull, crosses the line, only goes P11. Yes, yes, yes. And, woo! Go on, Isaac! Bloody hell! What a lap by Isaac Hadjar. That is commendable. An 18.2, third fastest, oldest set of tyres with 10 laps, ahead of the McLarens, the Red Bulls, 1 Ferrari. I mean, I didn't rate him too highly, but not on the level of like Bortoletto and Behrman and even like Antonelli. But that is world class. Again, it's only practice 1, but that is a fantastic start to the session for him. George Russell, fastest Sector 1, 26.8. I believe Leclerc also did a 26.8. Of course, Russell's just a little bit faster. What an intense lap time considering his rookie status, yeah? I mean, he's one of 5 rookies, and he is currently, by some distance, the fastest rookie. I mean, the second fastest would be Liam Lawson, who I don't classify as a rookie because he's done more than 3 Grand Prix, but it's his rookie season, so we'll give him that. He's on an 8... Oh! 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 Red flag! But nothing's happened. Alright, well, we have our first red flag of the season. Comes 20 minutes into practice 1, but no one has stopped on track as far as I can see. So I'm not entirely sure what's caused it, but, you know, first red flag, 20 minutes into practice 1. That's a shame really as well, because Russell was on an absolute fly. I would have loved to see him finish that lap. That could have been around a 17.6 with a decent sector 3. Maybe some debris, definitely could be. I'm not sure where you'd actually pick up debris. Maybe the final corner, someone might have clipped the exit of the wall and a bit flew off. I can search on Twitter, maybe, to try and find out why. But what's great about practice is, yeah, best part about practice is that even though there's a red flag, the timer still goes down. Why is the timer not going down? Okay, it is, good. I was about to say, don't tell me they changed it. Just because it means I have to sit here for less time. That's nice. Right. At F1. What is it? If you go on Twitter, search at F1, like the at symbol F1, it doesn't come up. So cringe. I like it how F1, the Twitter account, posted, they posted heading out on track for the first time in 2025. When the red flag came out. I want to know about the red flag, please. Oh, that is such a wet reason to bring out the red flag. I've done some Googling, done some searching, and it turns out the red flag is out because of some gravel on the track. Really? Halt everyone's session progress because of some bloody gravel. I suppose it could be a bit dangerous. You might slip a rear on it and go flying, but I feel like that's just a bit... That's like extreme levels of safety that I just don't think they need to bother with. I mean, they'll have like 3 laps that will go by, and then they'll probably have cleared the gravel. But it's fine, you know what, whatever. Alright, hang on a minute here. Alright. When was gravel that bad for a red flag? That's what I'm saying. I don't think it should be. I don't think it's... If there's a lot, then maybe, but I just feel like that's... I mean, the amount of times that that's going to happen throughout the weekend, a driver might go a little bit wide on the rear, especially at that corner where it happened. It's so easy to do that they're going to bring out a red flag every single time. I feel like, just don't bother. Maybe they're just testing the red flag and they just found an excuse, maybe. I don't bloody know. Alright, so let's take a look at the leaderboard. We already have 6, 7... The top 7 have already gone faster than last year's fastest practice 1 time, which I think is pretty ridiculous. Of course, there's some surprising drivers there as well. Carlos Sainz, and of course, most of all, Isaac bloody Hadjar. Like, where's that come from? Realistically, has he done that? It's genuinely incredible lap, because I keep saying it, and I don't need people to keep reminding me, it is practice 1. We are 20 minutes into the first session of the season. But still, 10 lap old medium tyres in the Racing Bull to put it there is still a very, very impressive feat. And yeah, I just feel like once we actually start cooking, later on in the practice, and obviously into practice 2 and 3, these lap times are going to be absolutely outrageous. Oh, I don't know my Twitter login. I want to log in on my... I want to log in on my, like, content account so I can... Bastards. So I can't, like, open, like, on my computer because it will just blow up if I try and do that. But anyway, no one cares. Red flag is now gone. And we already have Oscar Pastry, Pissy, as my mother calls him, exiting the pits. I think it's just him at the moment, waiting at the end of the pit lane to get back started. Almost half an hour through the session, you can see the leaderboard. I used to do this thing where every 15 minutes I'd go through the leaderboard. Now that I've changed how my stream looks, you can just look and see at all times. It's pretty great how I've set this up. I can't believe it took me over a year to figure out that on OBS, if you hold the Alt key, you can crop stuff. Isn't that just fantastic? And it seems like we'll... Okay, no. I thought Oscar would, like, glitch back into the pits, but no. We just have quite a few cars queuing up. We've got about 6 or 7. Pit lane is now open. That happened literally just a second ago. And here we go. We've got Piastri. Oh, I keep saying that. Piastri. Leclerc, Hamilton, Nando Loris. And I can also see, I think, in Aston Martin, I see a racing... Is that a Red Bull? I think I see a Red Bull. That's not even Aston Martin. That's Bortoleto and Tsunoda. So I got both of them wrong. Hajar's going out as well. Any tyre changes going on? We'll wait until it actually says. Looking at Piastri, I think they might have just come out on the same tyres. They might just be trying to do... they might go for long runs now. I mean, there's half an hour left. They've done some quick laps. They've done some setup-y stuff. They might just go for a long run, which should help them find a setup, get used to the track and the car, and, yeah, that's about it, really. I actually do wonder, like, how different are the cars to drive, because they're a lot faster, but I just mean, like, in, like, characteristics. Because obviously they can drive these cars still at an incredibly top level. But it's like, how different are they? Because the cars, mostly, some have changed quite a lot, but some of them, they are almost exactly the same as last season. So, I wonder if they're the same to drive, just faster. And also, we have our first soft runner. It is none other than Max Verstappen. What a time to be alive. We're about to see... I don't know if it's a quali sim, or if it's just a test, or if it's a long run on soft to see if they're usable. I don't know. Hopefully he does one quick lap though, just so we can see a nice fast lap time. Take a look at the sectors as well. That could be quite fun. You know, that is always fun. I'm still sad that I couldn't get to see the rest of that George Russell lap because of course the red flag came out, because he done the fastest sector 1 at 26.8, a 17.5 in sector 2, an improvement on himself and also just very fast in general. And then a red flag came out and he was only about 10 seconds away from finishing the lap. I would have loved to see that. It is good though that he like instantly just abandons his lap. I know it doesn't matter too much, but if that's me, I don't care if I'm getting like banned from F1 forever. I'm finishing that lap, you know, because I want the lap time. Max is definitely trying to get a top lap time. I mean, just him personally, I think he would go for it, even if he wasn't told to. Kimi Antonelli, as you can see, also on the softs. So that's fun. That's very fun, actually. Oscar Piastri. Why do I keep... Stop saying Piastri. I sound like a bloody yank. He improves his lap time. 18.5. Goes P8. That's very fun. Gabriel Bortoletto is about to cross... No, he's not. He's got a while to go, but he's improving. 28, 27.8, 18.3. Pretty horrible. Verstappen has a 26.8 in Sector 1. That is equal, basically, to the fastest overall. Norris fails to improve after improving in Sector 1. Gabriel Bortoletto, like I said, improving in the first 2 sectors. And he goes ahead of his teammate in P18, which is still pretty horrible. I mean, from the early sort of things I'm looking at, I think Sauber are probably destined for another season at the very back of the grid. I bet they can't wait for Audi to get involved. We also have Hulkenberg and Alex Albon doing some hot laps as well. It's actually Alex Albon's like one of his first hot laps of the entire session. Currently his fastest is a 21.6, 8 tenths off P19, and his sector times aren't even great. He's 2 tenths behind Hulkenberg in Sector 1, but 2 tenths up in Sector 2, so they're kind of equal with each other at the moment. Verstappen, I don't know how I've missed that, but he's gone fastest by 2 tenths on the softs. Hamilton's improving. Hulkenberg goes P17. Albon goes P19. Pretty horrible compared, especially where his teammate's at currently. Sainz also on a soft tyre, by the way. Sainz, Russell, Verstappen, and Antonelli all on softs. Anyone else improving that we can look at? Piastri? No. Hajar? No. As George Russell, on another flyer, goes fastest in Sector 1, only by about 50 milliseconds though. Even though he's on the softs, he's only 50 milliseconds faster than the best time that we saw. And that was on mediums. And also fails to improve in Sector 2. So the softs, not looking too great so far. Lando Norris not improving. Fernando Alonso not improving, although I am seeing a lot of long run vibes currently. Especially from Norris and Alonso. I'm getting long run vibes. Here comes George Russell though, remember, fastest Sector 1, failed to improve in Sector 2, Lance Stroll, no one cares, they've done 65 seconds in Sector 1. Here comes Posh Spice, gets a nice little slipstream as well, crosses the line, improves, but it's alright. He's only like 20 milliseconds off Verstappen, that's a fine lap. If he can improve in Sector 2, maybe find 2 tenths, then, you know, Mercedes might be cooking, you know. I'm surprised Antonelli hasn't done a quick lap yet, considering he is on those softs. He's not actually gone for one yet. Anyone else? Piastri doing a fast lap. Improvement in Sector 2. Horrible Sector 1, though. Crosses the line, doesn't improve. He might... Okay, no, he has DRS off. He's not doing a long run. Kimi Antonelli, is he going to start a lap? He does have the DRS on, so he might be, but Liam Lawson's at the pit exit. That might cause some issues. I think he threw all right. Isaac Hadjar not doing anything fun. Alex Albon isn't. Sainz getting a nice toe. Goes up to P4. That's very fun. I think he might have actually got a tactical toe from Alex Albon. And that's how he got up to P4. Nice lap, though. Sector 2 was horrible. Lando Norris improves to P6 with an 18.2. Fastest Sector 3, despite 2 yellow sectors in 1 and 2. Lance Stroll, green Sector 1, yellow Sector 2. Improves, but not by much. Does an 18.989 and is well behind his teammate by about 3 tenths. Gabriel Bortoletto, 2 green sectors. Makes it 3 green sectors, and yet it's still only good for P17, which is just not fun. I'm sure it's horrible for him, but he's ahead of his teammate, and obviously in Formula 1, the only real comparison you get is against your teammate, and he's beating him currently. I might actually keep track of that throughout the season, just out of boredom, just like the qualifying and race head-to-heads. That could just be quite fun. Kimi Antonelli on his soft run, green Sector 1, yellow Sector 2, crosses the line, goes P7 with a green Sector 3, but it's not... It's alright, but I mean... I don't know, he's 6.5 tenths behind Russell. He's not even remotely close, to be honest, but I reckon for these rookies, especially like... Maybe not Behrman and Lawson, because they've obviously, I mean, Behrman's got 3 Grand Prix, Lawson's got about 10. I feel like they might be let off a bit, but I feel like for Antonelli, Doohan, and Bortoletto, I think for their first weekends, maybe first couple, Their focus might be just don't crash, just build up confidence and shit like that. Because the last thing you want to do is go into the first practice of the season and smash into a wall and have to miss practice 2 and stuff like that. You really just don't want to do that. So they might be holding back a little bit. But of course, remember Antonelli in Monza last season, practice 1, as Alonso crosses the line and goes up to... Woohoo! Alright, Fernando. That's a lovely lap time. Hang on, before I carry on, Gasly on the softs as well. Gasly goes P11. That's pretty dismal for the softs, but he did have a horrible Sector 3. Max Verstappen crosses the line. He's not on a hot lap, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, last season, Monza, practice 1 or practice 2, I don't remember which one. Antonelli, his first time in the current, well, that season's F1 car. And then, like, second lap, soft tyres, absolutely blitzes it and then crashes. So maybe he's just the kind of guy to just immediately give it 110% off the off. But a pretty horrible lap time by Gasly, to be honest. I was expecting more. The Sector 1 and 2 weren't bad. It's just Sector 3 let him down massively. That really isn't fun, is it? You don't want to say that from the lab. We like Gasly around here. We like everyone on here, apart from Mercedes as a team. We like all the drivers, though. Alex Albon improves to a 19 dead. One of only 6 drivers not to get into the 1-minute 18s yet. We now have the top 12 faster than last year's FP1. Like, their fastest lap. Last year was an 18.5. Like, 18.56. And we have 11 drivers faster than that already. That's pretty crazy. I don't actually know what tyres they were using in FP1 last year, though. It might have been mediums only. I'm not too sure. Anyone else improving? We do have a couple. We've got Lance Stroll making his way around. 2 green sectors. They're okay. Not too bad. He should maybe get into the 1-minute 18.6s? Maybe 7s? Yeah, 18.7. It's alright. I mean, he's leaked, but I mean, realistically, he's at an 18.7. He's 6 tenths behind, or 5 tenths behind his teammate, and his teammate was on 12 lap hole mediums, so it's not really great, is it? We also have Lewis Hamilton, who was on a lap, but he sacked it off and gone into the pits. And we have Gabriel Bortoletto with DRS, 2 green sectors. Is he going to make it 3? He doesn't make it 3. He improved his lap time to a 19.4, but stays in P18. Ooh! That's really fun. Carlos Sainz has just gone purple in Sector 1. Oh. Hang on. Alex Albon not on a lap. Ollie Behrman is on a lap. 2 green sectors. Not... I don't know, actually. Those sector times are pretty horrible. Crosses the line. I'm looking at the wrong driver. Ocon was the one on a lap. As Sainz improves again in Sector 2, and Leclerc does as well. Sainz is cooking something foul. Ocon improves his lap to a 19.1. Pretty terrible, considering he's on the softs. Stroll crosses the line, stays in P13, doesn't improve. And here comes Chili Con Carne. Please do something just utterly disgusting. Please. Oh! Oh! I'm gonna have to take a few minutes processing that. Whoa! I just got whiplash from that lap time. Bloody hell. I mean, I asked for something foul, and my god did he deliver. A 17.4. And just after that, Leclerc does a 17.4 as well. And we have a red flag. Ollie Behrman is off. And we have our potential first crash of the season. And that Williams, that isn't a fluke. That car's got pace. And I believe Ollie Behrman might be our first crashie, if you want to do some David Croft lingo, of the season. I am going to get the F1 stream up. Of course, I can't show it, but I am going to put it on for myself, just so I can see what happened. And go from there. So, hang on. I'm aware that it freezes when I'm not looking at the tab. Hang on, nearly there. They've put adverts on after he's crashed. Literally. Okay, Sky, we've got to figure it out. I'm not going to lie to you. Ollie Behrman has also been taken off the thing and is now out of the session, so he definitely did crash, and that's why he's gone. Now, I did just say that you could probably let him off because he's got a lot of Grand Prix under his belt, so you can let him have a crash or two, but that's got to change my mind. You can't crash in FP1. He was on a really nice lap, but what's interesting me is, yeah, it's the fact that he's sort of crashed in a place where you don't really crash, you know? Because he's way past the corner, so obviously what he's done is he's lost the rear, probably spun round, gone backwards quite a lot, and then gone into the wall. Let's get that Twitter up. I think my prediction was correct in every way. It's a very nasty crash as well. No one has a video of it, but it is pretty bad. And that is, of course, the exact opposite of what you want for hats. I mean, realistically, you want to keep crashing to a minimum. We have the cost cap. You want to spend that cost cap on upgrading the car, not repairing damage. And they've already got probably a good couple mil, or maybe like a mil, on repairing his car. And he seems to have done exactly what I said. He's lost the rear on the second fast chicane corner, spun it round, gone backwards, spun it round again, collided the wall. God, that is pretty nasty. He's lost the entire back right of the car. And the front suspension, it seems. That is... yeah, that's really poor. There isn't a video of it, and because Formula 1 are... well, not Formula 1 per se. Sky Sports are horrible at their job. They put adverts on while he was crashing. So that's really cool. And in fact, they still have adverts on. They still have adverts. Even though he crashed 5 minutes ago. Jeez Louise. They're having an advert for F1 on the F1 channel. Is that not a bit like Spotify promoting premium on Spotify? Although that is a little bit different. Right, so the broadcast has come back on. Well, they're just going to go straight to a replay of the crash. Yes, they are. So, going up to the chicane with DRS, goes in, nice entry, nice exit, second corner, goes on the gravel, loses the rear, hits the wall, goes backwards, keeps going, and ends up in the grass. Literally, almost exactly what I said. Although I said he lost the rear, he didn't. He just overdid it, drifted into the gravel, couldn't control it. To be fair, if there wasn't grass, he might have kept it going. On the actual gravel part, he was okay. He kept it under control. But then, he clipped the grass, and that sent him shopping. That sent him down the Lidl fruit and veg aisle. That's unlucky. I feel really bad for him, because I really like Ollie. Is Ollie's car severely damaged? Yeah, it's going to be... I'd be surprised if he gets to FP2, to be honest. I would be very surprised. I don't think he's getting to FP2. I really don't. I mean, they're going to have about 2.5 hours to fix his car. It might be doable, but it looks like the entire suspension's mullered. And, well, yeah, it's a very long job. And of course, like I said, it's just extra money that Haas won't be able to spend on upgrades. So, yeah, really, really tough to be honest. Ollie's probably like my top 3 favourite drivers, and he's already crashed out. You're just... yeah, that's annoying, really. I like him. And honestly, I feel like this red flag could be out for another 5 to 10 minutes because it was a very nasty crash. And he started... You can't see my mouse, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I think I might go to... Hang on, wait, let me go here. And then here. And then that. And this. Right, so now you should be able to briefly... You might have to, like, squint your eyes a bit. But you should be able to see the corner numbers, right? Let's have a look. Can you see the numbers? Very badly, right? If you squint your eyes a bit, right? So he crashed at turn 10, went into the gravel just beyond turn 10, and didn't actually finish crashing until the little curve in between 10 and 11. So there, and he went from the left to the right. So that entire section of track is covered in gravel, grass, debris, and a car. So yeah, it's going to be a very, 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 very long red flag. I think we might get 5 to 10 minutes more running, but it's going to be a long one. Let's hope Ollie doesn't do that anymore. Overdo it. Like, he severely overdid that. He took in way too much speed. And also, I can't really say much because I have never driven anything in real life. I have held a wheel when I was like 5 in a car. I have never actually driven anything. I've never driven a car. I've never driven a racing car. I've never been in a go-kart. So I can't really talk. My driving experience goes beyond being a top 2% driver on the F1 game, which doesn't really mean anything when it comes to this. But I feel like Ollie made a very, very stupid mistake and a very rookie mistake in he missed the apex of the corner and took too much speed into said corner, which might be why he missed the apex, but he sort of missed it completely, and that's why he drifted into the gravel. If he turned a bit earlier with the same speed, he might have clipped the apex and got a nice exit, but he just turned in too late. Minutes left. We've got some obscene scenes happening right now at the leaderboard. Carlos Sainz in the Williams, currently fastest overall. And like I said earlier, I don't think that's a fluke. I genuinely believe that Williams has some pace. The thing that's intriguing me though, and I don't think it's confirmed until Alex Albon cooks something, because it's all well and good having Carlos Sainz at the top end. When you have your teammate in P15 with a fastest lap of a 19 dead. I mean, you gotta think, Carlos Sainz was doing mid-18s, like low 18s on the medium tyre. Alex Albon's fastest lap is a 19 dead on the medium tyre. So until Albon also gets up there and maybe gets within 3 or 4 tenths, you can't say that Williams has proper pace, but I do believe that Williams, he's got a little bit about it, you know? That is a miracle for Williams. Keep cooking Sainz. Honestly, can you really call it a miracle? It might just be very, very well done hard work. Also, just great driving, of course. I am really happy that the cars are a lot faster though. That's a lot more fun. I mean, obviously it makes sense why they got faster. They barely changed the regulations. And the red flag is now gone, by the way. The pit lane isn't open, but the red flag is gone. We are going to have about 10 minutes of running. But I know they didn't change the regulations at all, basically. Like, very, very little minor things. So you'd expect them to get faster just because they find the limits of the cars. But for all these teams, when I say all these teams, Williams, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Racing Bulls, McLaren, Alpine, for all of those teams and drivers, the top 11 to be quicker than last year's practice already is crazy. How has every single team and driver found that much extra pace? I mean, you look right now, there is 7 different teams in the top 7. Williams, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin, Racing Bulls, Lando Norris. I don't know why I said Lando Norris and not McLaren, but you know what I mean. Crazy. Pit lane is now open again. We are going to have 10 minutes of running. We have Posh Spice out first, followed by Jack Doohan, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, Gabby, as Verstappen's friends call him. I guess it's just short for Gabriel Bortoletto. That is a bit of a long name to say. It's like Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's a bit long. Might just also call him that, but I don't know him, so that feels a bit wrong. I feel like unless you know someone personally, you can't call them by a nickname or their first name. So I'll just call him Bortoletto because that's just respectful, I feel like. So you got him, then you've got Tsunoda, Lawson, Hamilton, Antonelli, Hadjar, Albon, basically everyone. You know, the only people I can see not coming out is Ocon, I think Alonso, and someone else, I think, no. How have they got a green car there? Both Mercedes and both Saubers are out, so how have they got like a greeny colour there? Unless that could be both the Astons and maybe like, oh, I do see Alonso and Stroll, so maybe it is that. So there is Alonso, and it actually was that. It was Alonso and Stroll stacked on each other. So now we have Alonso coming out as well. The only 2 drivers still in the pits is going to be Ocon and Nico Hülkenberg. Wait, no. Ocon and Stroll. Looking at the tyres, we have Russell, who has gone back to the mediums. Might be doing a little like mini run. Get a few laps in on race pace, see how it goes. And we'll go from there. That's actually a shame, really, with Ollie's crash, because his lap was actually looking really, really nice. 27.1, 17.8. Those were actually some really nice sector times. That is a big shame that he couldn't finish his lap. We do have Alonso. Actually, this final 10 minutes could potentially cook. We have Alonso, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, Albon, Ocon technically, Doohan, Bortoletto, and Hülkenberg, all on brand new soft tyres, near enough. All. We are potentially going to see some batshit insane lap times. And, well, we're locked in for it. So, there are a few drivers on their laps currently. We have Lando Norris, green. We have Doohan, 2 green sectors. We have Ocon, who is in the pit still. We had 3... Okay, yeah. Bortoletto, 1 green sector. Nice. So Alonso is starting his lap. So yeah, Norris is the first driver to finish his lap. So keep an eye on him, because he's going to be the first one. And I think everyone else is starting laps, or they're building up for one. And then you've got people like Hadjar and just a few others that are doing some long run stuff. And it seems like Lando has been massively impeded by... Wait, hang on, that's Piastri. Where did Piastri come from? I didn't even know he was on a lap, but he's gone P3 with a 17.6. Alright, sure. Bortoletto crosses the line. He goes up to P11. Lando Norris doesn't improve. Oh, I was looking... Oh, I see. I was looking at the wrong McLaren. My fault. My bad. I've done a David Croft. Hamilton goes P6 with an 18 dead. Bortoletto P11. That's a very fun lap. 18.4. He now goes fastest in last year's fastest lap. Hadjar isn't on a lap. Pierre Gasly isn't. Albon is. Albon on a lap. 26.9 sector 1. 17.5 sector 2. 2 greens. Goes P6. That's a lot better. Carlos Sainz doing some long runs. Hülkenberg, 2 green sectors. Goes up to P16. Currently, a 10th and a half down on his teammate. Max Verstappen crossing the line. He's doing some long runs. George Russell not improving, also doing long runs. No one cares. Get a life. But that's a lot better from Albon. I mean, he's still half a second down on Sainz, but that is making the Williams look a lot like not a fluke. You know, it's making it look a lot more legit. We do have some more improvements, but I'll actually talk about them when they start doing them. I don't want to get it wrong again. Lando Norris is now on a lap, by the way. I can confirm. I am looking at the right McLaren. 2 green sectors. Not a bad sector 1, about 2/10 down on the fastest. Not a bad sector 2 either. He's going to improve. Ooh, a 17.5 is outrageous. Fastest sector 3. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest, but he has managed to bag it and goes P3. That's very fun. Anyone else? We do have a couple others. Hajar isn't one of them. Gasly, no. I think the next one is going to be Alonso. Yeah. That's a bit boring. Alonso's miles back. I want more action now, please. Alonso also goes yellow through Sector 2. Primarily because it's about 7 cars in the way. He definitely got a little bit of traffic, and I think he might have abandoned his lap. Yeah, he did. Alonso sacked off his lap because of the traffic he got. That's unlucky, really. Although, to be fair, his Sector 2 is horrible, so he might have just sacked it off as soon as that happened. Like, he's about a second off the pace in Sector 2, so he definitely just sacked it off. 5 minutes remaining in the opening practice session of the weekend, of the season, actually. And I'm very pleased with it, to be honest. We've had 2 red flags, we've had a crash. We've had some very surprising top-heavy lap times. Here comes Lance Stroll, 2 green sectors, 18.7, improves by 7/10 and goes P8. That's respectable. But I mean, yeah, really, really nice. You know, Carlos Sainz at the top, Leclerc up there, the McLarens. Alex Albon as well, making Williams look a bit like less of a fluke. We have Lewis Hamilton improving on a lap as well through Sector 1. Does a 26.989, about 2/10 off the fastest. But yeah, for an opening practice, this has been extremely good. Usually I can't actually like stay awake for practice sessions because they're so unbelievably boring, because usually you only get about 7 cars at a time that are doing laps, and usually they're doing long runs. So there's nothing to really talk about, whereas this session, there's always really been something to go on about, whether it's cars improving their laps, whether it's crashes, red flags, interesting things and stuff like that. Hamilton's Sector 2 does fail to improve, and I think he sacked off his lap time. That's a shame, really. He actually manages to improve in Sector 3, somehow, as Fernando Alonso goes green in Sector 3, and does an 18 dead, goes ahead of his teammate by 19 milliseconds. That's very fun. But yeah, Hamilton improves, goes green in Sector 1 and 3, and his Sector 2 definitely let him down there. He's about 3/10 off pace. And that would have got him... Yeah, that would have found about 2/10 improvement if he did a 17.5, which I think he's got in the locker. We have Jack Doohan now on a fast lap. Honestly, not a bad Sector 1. A 27.2 for the Alpine doesn't seem too bad. I mean, he's only... Right, hang on. Can we all just stand up for a second, please? Because Jack Doohan has just gone fastest in Sector 2 by the 10th. And now he's getting traffic, so his entire lap time's ruined. Thanks, drivers. You're all a bunch of melts. That has completely ruined my vibe. Jack Doohan was absolutely cooking. He's still going to finish his lap time, and he can definitely trouble the top 10. Crosses the line, goes P12. 33.6. Oh, you arseheads. That lap time had so much potential in it. 27.2. 17.4. Fastest Sector 2. Dickheads. Ocon finishes a hot lap. 2 yellow sectors, though, makes it so he doesn't improve. But that's pissed me off. That lap time should have been so much better from Jack Doohan, and it's got nothing to do with him. That could have actually been in the 17s, which would have got him in the top 7. That wasn't easily a top 9, top 8 lap time. And because of others and traffic, in an unlucky position, he actually gets P12. But it's only practice. If it happens in quali, then you can start complaining massively about it. It's only practice, no one cares. Lawson finishes a hot lap, and I mean, I'm not going to hide the fact I'm so pleased that Lawson's having a stinker already, because not only do I just feel like it's undeserved that he got in that Red Bull, I feel like it should have been Tsunoda all day, every day. I also just want him to fail, purely because Red Bull chucked out Perez. That is the only reason. It's got nothing against him. It's just against the team in that second seat. We have Yuki Tsunoda on a hot lap as Ooh, Lando Norris. Hang on, before I go over that, Alex Albon improves, goes to a 17.7, still 3/10 behind his teammate, but he is closing the gap a little bit. Tsunoda crosses the line, goes up to P10, very, very solid lap time. Right, I've got a few seconds to speak. Nice one. So we had Norris go fastest, green sector 1, purple sector 2, yellow sector 3. So you had all the different colours of the sectors, put in a great time. A 17.2 is outrageous. A 10.5 up on times, and almost into the 1 minute 16s. I reckon tomorrow, or maybe even later, we might get some 1 minute 16s, which could be outrageous. Isaac Hadjar crosses the line, goes back ahead of his teammate with a 17.8, Tsunoda an 18 dead. Hello, welcome from New York. I've been to New York. It's a bit of a shithole, but there's lovely landmarks. I went to Central Park. That was lovely. Of course, went to like Brooklyn and Times Square. All fantastic places. I really liked it in New York. Although, to be fair, I was about 6, so I don't really remember. So yeah, it was very nice. I do remember some things. We do have a couple more lap times. Practice 1 is now finished. It's done. The first session of the season is complete. The final hot laps are being taken and being done. The only lap time that's left is going to be Lance Stroll, who goes green in Sector 1. Really, really bad Sector 2, though. Actually, a really fast Sector 1. A 26.9 is actually very nice. Only about 2/10 off the fastest. A very stinky Sector 2, though, might ruin his chances of getting like a top 8, top 7, and going ahead of his teammate. We'll see, though. There is definitely still a chance. But a very, very fun, what a start to the season. That was really good, you know? We will watch Stroll finish his lap. He crossed the line, an 18 dead, doesn't improve, stays with an 18 dead. And there you have it. Practice 1 complete. The opening session of the season is now done. There's your final results. It's going to be Lando Norris taking the dub in practice just ahead of Carlos Sainz. You'd think he was still at Ferrari, but no, he's in the blue Williams at this stage, and he still managed that. That wasn't a soft tyre, though. It wasn't on mediums. That would have been even more outrageous. Leclerc in P3, that's pretty good. I will say, though, Hamilton in P12 is surprising, to say the least. He's, you know, what is he, half a second of his teammate. Only did about 2 or 3 improved laps. So, he can definitely pick it up, though. We have Verstappen P5. Teammate Liam Lawson down in P16. 8/10 off, which is about the Perez gap, so that's always nice. Impressive first session by Jack Doohan. P13, definitely had a top 9 sort of lap time. That's unlucky, but that's really good. To show about Isaac Hadjar, had a really nice session ahead of his teammate, but he was running P3 at one point, but that's very promising. As you say in chat, as I say that as well. That's very good, well done him. Definitely some surprising ones. I think there's a lot of surprises. Number 1, Sainz in P2. Hadjar ahead of Tsunoda. Antonelli P14. Those are my top 3 surprises. Although like the teammate battles obviously don't mean anything right now because it's practice 1. So far, Sainz ahead of Albon. We have Hadjar ahead of Tsunoda. Doohan ahead of Gasly, and Bortoletto ahead of Hulkenberg. So already, 4 of the new drivers Three of them being rookies ahead of their old experienced teammates. That is very, very fun. I'm so excited for the 2025 Australian Grand Prix with the extension contract of McLaren's Oscar Piastri and Jack Doohan at Alpine. Why is that the most AI-generated message I have ever read in my entire life? And also, I don't think Jack Doohan has a contract extension. Yeah, AI's obviously cocked that one up. But that is going to be all from me today. Well, not today, but for now. I'm going to go have a cup of tea. And probably actually an energy drink, because I do need to stay up for another, like, 5 hours. Hamilton on the team radio says, I'm struggling to turn the car. Not really what you want to see in your first session, but it's okay. We'll cook. Jesus Christ. Red Bull brought 15 performance upgrades. Huh. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I will be back at 4:45 AM BST. So you can convert that to your own time zones if you want to tune in for practice too. For me, though, yeah, 5 AM. That's very cooked. But we will be there. I will do a Pep Guardiola. I will be there, you know? Because I'm committed this season. Last season, I missed about 7 Grand Prix because I lost a bit of passion. This season, that won't happen. I will watch every single session without question. Now, I would also, final thing I'll say, I would also love to watch a bit of what's it called? A bit of F2. A bit of F2 quali. In fact, F2 practice, I believe, was before this? Or is it after this? I think it was before this practice. That is on at 7 AM. I am not being there for that, because that means I have to stay up all night and most of the morning. I'll be way too tired by then. However, for F2, if it's like at a reasonable time, like, especially when we get to the European rounds, when it's like midday, I do intend to also watch the F2 qualifyings, sprint races, and feature races, because F2 is a lot more competitive than F1 in terms of racing and, like, gaps between cars. Because although they called it a spec series, it isn't really. There is a lot of differences between the cars. Some have some dodgy engines and stuff. But yeah, that's all from me. Like I said, I'll be back later at 4:45 AM BST, 5 AM you can call it, because that's when the session actually starts, for practice 2. And hopefully, it's just as exciting as this one, because this was one of the most exciting practice sessions I've ever watched. We've got surprising results, we had some red flags, we have a yellow flag for a brief moment in turn 3, bit interesting. We had loads of different tyres on use, we had mediums and softs, we had quali sims, we had long runs, we had well, consistently, what am I gonna say? That's it. We had consistently 15 plus cars on tracks, and there was always some action to take a look at, and yeah, that was a great session. So, I've already said when I'll be back. I'm not saying it again because I don't want to turn into one of those YouTubers, you know, when they go like, right, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe and share the video around. And, yeah, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 10k by the end of the year. And, yeah, don't forget to like. I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to shut up now and let you carry on with your days. So thanks for watching. I'm not actually going for 10k by the end of the year. I realise that F1 is such a small space to grow in. I'll probably be lucky to get to 2k by the end of the year. But I'm committed, and until I literally need a job, the numbers don't matter to me. So yeah, see you lot in a couple hours, in a bit. See you later.